Good afternoon, everyone. I am very glad to be here. We are presenting to you our xMoney updates for the month of February. We are very glad to see you here watching this live with us. So, first things first, let me remind you to hit that subscribe button, to press that little bell so you can follow all of our updates. You can see when we're live. You can catch the new episodes of the podcast as soon as they come out. You can see absolutely everything. Um, Today, I am joined by Anita Erker. She's our CMO. We work directly together. So anything that I come up with and any of the messes that you see me getting myself in, that's entirely her fault. Uh, we-
Yes.
Annie has only joined us a couple of months ago, but she's already part of the family. It already feels like she's been here for a very long time. I am very pleased to welcome her to these updates. She will be presenting all of this with me. And Annie, please take us ahead.
Cheers. So true. Thank you,
Oh,
Zamith.
and by the way, before I forget, you do have an article on our blog about Annie and with an interview with her. So if you are, if this is your first time hearing her, I would encourage you to go back to that blog to see, and you'll find all of her ideas about marketing and all of her plans about what she's going to try to be doing with the Utrust and xMoney brand in the following months and in the next couple of years. So sorry to interrupt, Annie. Please go ahead.
No. That's true. And also, I'm active member of, so you can see me very often on our Telegram channel as well as on other social media channels. So don't hesitate to tag me or DM me. Always glad to speak with our fabulous community.
Okay, so let's get this
Let's
started.
go.
So the last time you had Sanya with you to tell you all about January, and now we are going to tell you all about what we've been up to in February. A lot of this is setting the stage for the next few months, which are going to be very eventful. So first of all, I would like to call your attention to some of the content that we've been publishing, some of the stuff that we've been working very hard on with the marketing team. So aside from the podcast, which already has 2 episodes out, the last one just came out yesterday. I definitely encourage you to find it here. It's in exactly in this channel on YouTube, so you can find it. But as companion pieces to the podcast, to the why we build concept and family, you will also find a lot of other stuff around our social media and most especially in our blog. So you could just head to utrust.com/blog. You'll find the entire Why We Build series. So all the 5 chapters of the sort of the major motivations for what we do in Web3 and what this company is trying to achieve are there. You'll also find interviews, you'll find opinion articles, etc. in the next following months. We are going to be changing our blog. We are going to be making it a lot more we wanted
Approachable.
to reach further, exactly, more approachable. So we are going to have opinion articles from C-level people in the company and from whoever else wants to add them. Anyone from the team that feels up to it, we are opening the floor to them. I will also be writing a couple of them myself. You will find more interviews. You will find more success stories from our merchants. You will find a lot more content that will probably be of interest in the next following months. So
Yeah. And just to add
next
on
slide, please.
something before we move to the next slide, so if you at some point think, yeah, this is the whole story, but it's also touching some parts from the Web 2, and I'm in Web 3, I mean, talking about our community, you can also use those articles and fantastic videos, which are summarizing the point, to share to your people, because Web3 is all about onboarding new people. And as you know, our goal in Utrust, soon to be xMoney, is to make Web3 to make Web3 accessible to everyone. So we work towards the Web3 adoption, and your support will be needed there.
Absolutely. So, Annie, can we? Yes. So, International Women's Day is coming, and as you will have heard from hearing Sanya speak, we are very, very dedicated to inclusion. We are very dedicated to diversity, not because we are on a crusade, but because we know that this affects company's bottom lines. We know that companies that have people from all backgrounds, people who have different experiences and different point of views are stronger and they perform better. And so one of the things that we are going to do to celebrate International Women's Day is in the next episode of our podcast, episode 3, we are going to bring in some incredible ladies, some business leaders from companies that work with us, from companies that have a relationship with Utrust in some way. And we are going to be talking to them about why they build, how they build, and what drove them to take on the challenges of operating on a male-dominated field. So, Annie, I don't know if you want to add anything about this, of which you know.
No, said perfectly. I'm looking forward to the episode.
Right.
So I will hop now to the next hot topic,
Yes.
which is rebranding, right? We're speaking about this for some time, but let me just go briefly through our plans and what is there to be done. By expanding to the virtual worlds, Utrust is, of course, changing the way we used to do finances. Together with Xportal, Xworlds, Xexchange, and other ecosystem technology platforms, Utrust Web3 payment platform is becoming actually your doorway to the multiverse ecosystem, meaning that all technological tech advancements, innovations, all the blockchain tools, DeFi tools, and community members, builders, and so on, should be much closer to you. And I'm encouraging you to even now start bonding and exploring the ecosystem. As you might saw on Multiverse X website and across the social media, in the roadmap, in April, 12th of April, to be precise, something big is planned for xMoney. So that's big. That's something big. I don't want to go into the details now, but we will align also the rebranding to come in that date in April, just after the launch of the Multiverse Bridges and Xworld. Please, you can also take a look at the latest article on our blog, which is explaining the ecosystem in details. If you're still not if you don't know about the ecosystem yet, we are also inviting you to join the forces with us to spread a good vibe about your favorite Utrust moments. And of course, to make some noise. Don't forget, from April, we won't longer be Utrust nor use that brand identity. So now it's a good, perfect timing, let me say that way, for throwbacks, maybe some memories, maybe some nostalgia when you first joined the ecosystem or when you for the first time experienced Web3 payments. So we really invite you to spread the word and mention us. And we will not only do the general rebrand, meaning to change the logo, font, and colors, we will go one step further. And we are now working very hard to introduce from April some of the new partnerships, some of the new initiatives, as well as some of the new community programs. So we might, as you saw, we might be silent for some time, but that's only because we were cooking some very big and interesting initiatives for this year. And we are thinking not only about one, but maybe even 2 interesting community programs. So just to give you a slight teaser, something you will need to hunt for, and something which will be created to creators' economy and your own creativity, and of course, blockchain and DeFi. So all I can say now is please join the Telegram if you are not there, and follow us on socials, because very, very soon the news will come. And this time, not the news like this is something which will come in XX time, but about the start of those programs. Let me now move on further with business news. And by now we didn't have a chance to inform you about all the merchants and businesses which are using our technology. But at the same time, we really want to keep you updated. So we thought that in this live monthly live update, we can add on a session which is focused on interesting use cases and interesting actually blockchain business cases as well, who also integrated Utrust Web3 payment technology, so you can get idea or why and how when it comes to the businesses are working with us. Let me introduce you the Continuum, which is the wine NFT. And what is interesting with this company is they're having the certified NFTs that proves the ownership of asset and guarantees the authenticity and uniqueness of very rare Italian spirits and wines. And what is also interesting is that with Continuum, you can create your own digital cellar as if you are at home, but with the advantage of having perfect aging conditions to ensure the evaluation of the bottle. So essentially, the NFTs are connected with the aging of the wine. And I'm inviting you to go to continuum.com to read more. Everything is, of course, powered by Utrust payment technology. The other one, quite interesting, even though we passed the 14th February, but for flowers, it's always good timing, is the Moment London, a company which is allowing you to purchase, send, and ship flowers anywhere in the UK. Yes, this is the UK use case, but what I would like to highlight here is that here we see the real value of the blockchain tech. Finally, some, let's say, small, even though this is not an example of the small business, but even some small businesses or businesses who are operating just on some language, such as Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, etc., which didn't have opportunity to go global, are thanks to the blockchain technology having that opportunity. So that's why it's very worth mentioning. Please go and check their website. It can inspire you to be more romantic. One more interesting is the magazine in German language, but the magazine about the Bitcoin and blockchain, operating from 2014, following all the analysis, news, insights, key opinion leaders' opinion, and so on. So if you're speaking German, this is a great opportunity to purchase a magazine in cryptocurrency. And by the way, 48% of German cryptocurrency owners are already using crypto to make purchases. So this is great for our industry. Next one, maybe Zamith. This is a good one for you to reintroduce.
Because the World Challenge game is actually an incredible project. I was lucky enough to speak to Andrew, who's one of their representatives on within the community, and you can listen to that conversation in the most recent episode of the podcast. So I would encourage you to do so and hear about this game in person, because this is actually one of the super interesting use cases I've seen. Because aside from being able to use crypto to purchase the game, and aside from it having a digital NFT based logic to it, there's actually a physical game. So their goal is not just to use the technology in the same way that others are using NFTs for gaming and play to earn, etc., which is interesting, super interesting, by the way. But what they're doing is appealing to traditional board-based games. So you have a board, you have your physical objects to play the game with your family, with people who couldn't be less interested in all of this world. And it bridges them directly to their own wallets, to having their own wallets and having their own NFTs. So it sort of plays to both sides of the divide, which is fascinating. I really
all while learning, which is fantastic.
Yeah. The game itself is educational. So yeah, all good things to say about this project, to be honest. So, and next we have Remote GPU. This is another super interesting project because it really allows you to to get a secure virtual computer, which will be completely in the cloud, so you can access it anywhere from the world, which means that you can only need a browser and an internet connection to have enough GPU memory for AI training, science simulation, graphics rendering, all of the super heavy processes that would need the kind of hardware that most people and even companies can have becomes available online as long as you have an internet connection to anyone. Next, we have Racebox, which is also a super interesting project. I was fascinated. I didn't even know this existed, by the way, before I learned about Racebox. But this is a tool that allows you to measure the performance stats of your vehicle. And this is not just for race cars. This is not just for, those of us that have super bombastic machines. No, this will work for even your normal utilitarian vehicle like mine. So this is actually a very interesting little piece.
I honestly tried it. They're having application. They're having application, awesome. And you can follow the performance even while you're driving. So quite interesting. I didn't know about this as well.
Okay, so please.
One more quite interesting is Broadberry, which is the leading edge products for high-end desktop and service environment. You can see they're having really a lineup of the products they're offering, and it really depends of your need, what you're expecting, and they're highly licensed. So
you can see the brands on screen. They have all the heavy hitters. Everyone that you would want to be in that list is in that list. So
exactly.
If you are
plus prices are
please
nice.
Check them out.
And very often they're giving a discount and some great deals. So don't hesitate to take a look if you're into data systems.
Right. So
one more nice section.
So we are happy to be part of the Multiverse X family of companies, as you know. So these updates aren't just pertaining to us, because we have been working together with the Multiverse X team, and a lot of our time has been dedicated to projects that are not super specific to Utrust, but that are going to benefit our entire ecosystem and that are going to make the whole ecosystem more interesting and stronger. So the first, I think, big piece of news is, of course, Xportal. Right. So you've all heard of Xportal. We've been communicating extensively about it, and today's the day. We are happy to say that as you are listening to us and as you are listening to this monthly update, the app is already available to download. If you had the MyR wallet and the MyR app, it will update. So you don't need to download a brand new application. All you need to do is go to either the App Store or the Play Store, whichever one you are using, and click update. It will happen automatically. And now we are also pleased to say, I will need to check this one so I don't get my dates wrong, but Benjamin Minko, the CEO of Multiverse X, has already published the timeline for today, for how it's going to go today.
Until 7 p.m., right?
Exactly.
So one more hour.
7 p.m. Depends on where you are. So this is UTC is 6 p.m. So what's going to happen is from 1:30, all times I'm going to say is UTC. Okay. So from 1:30, migration begins, which means that you will be able to get the app. That has already happened. From 3:30 p.m. on, migration should be completed and data review checks will begin. This has already happened as well. 4:30 p.m. you'll have the final data reviews and the checks, and by 6 p.m. progressive rollout should start happening all around the world. So that this doesn't mean that by 6 p.m. you will be able to use the apps, because the rollout is progressive, but maybe you will. So from 6 p.m. onwards, you can expect the app to start functioning, which will give you the amazing portal to the multiverse. You'll be able to check all of the updates that it's going to bring, not just to the MyR app as you know it, but also to the Hold app as you knew it, because all of these functionalities are going to be added to this single app and more. Xportal will do things that in terms, for example, of social interaction and interaction with the multiverse and any successive metaverses that happened that we could do before. The app will also have a fiat functionality that our Hold app and the MyR app didn't have. The new card is also in the works. If you had the old card, you can check your email, check for our communications, because you can be whitelisted for the new card if you so want it, and I think you should. So very, very exciting about Xportal. And now I'm going to ask Annie to tell you a little about Xsafe, which is also new.
Lovely. So I hope you saw, but if you didn't, that's why we are here today. Xsafe is enabling additional security level for both users and on institutional level. But what that means? That means that even if you're using custodial or not custodial, hot or cold wallet, you are now able to even has that additional layer of security when it comes to your asset security, meaning that Xsafe is an on-chain governance solution enabling individual teams or institutions to securely manage any kind of multiverse assets. What is interesting here is that you can share the management of your assets with other team members. So you can invite them to join you in the hosted wallet and to see all the assets or just some of the assets together with yourself. And here I'm talking both about cryptocurrencies, NFTs. And it is very interesting that users can actually interact with Xsafe in two ways: by either creating a new Xsafe, a multi-sign smart contract, or previewing or joining an already existing one, as you can see on the screen. And I mean, this is innovation, and this is what will enable all of us to scale. And this is what will enable you to benefit all the different platforms within the ecosystem by keeping all your assets at one place. So really something, huge recommendation to look into this, huge recommendation to try it out, because I mean, honestly, this is future. So needed to mention that. Other part of it really worth mentioning is that Multiverse publish the updated version of the ecosystem. Of course, ecosystem is growing from day to day, and we saw that because more and more businesses are joining the ecosystem. But if you go to Multiverse website, then click on the resources on the menu, and then ecosystem, you will see the PDF, which you can see here as a preview with all the ecosystem members selected by category, or let's say use case, where they're active. So pretty interesting, especially if you're a builder or if you're starting your own startup or a company. It can give you a glance into with whom you can work in the future, or who you can ask for some support or insights about the ecosystem. Yeah, who would say the time fast goes so fast? I mean, we are already finished all the updates.
Yeah.
Well, February was the shortest. I mean,
February is the shortest month indeed. But look, I think Xportal alone and Xsafe would have made for a whole episode of the updates, because these are big deals. These are big innovations and stepping stones for the whole future of this company. So look, I was thrilled to have you here, Annie. Thank you so much for doing this with me. And you guys that are listening at home, you know the drill. Follow us on social media. You'll find us everywhere. This little QR code will take you to all of the wonderful content that we're making, because we are not just, telling you about our activities on these monthly updates. You can find a ton of information that we are putting out there all the time, because we want to bring you guys in. We want you to know what we're up to, because transparency is a keystone of what we do. But yeah, it was wonderful to have all of you here to listen to us, and we will see you next time. Annie, I don't know if you want to add anything else. Whenever I do the podcast as well, I always ask the guests to add something at the end if they want, but it was lovely
just
to have
to
you.
thank you, just to thank everyone in the community for a fantastic feedbacks and for a great comments you're providing. And just also to mention, as Tanya mentioned the last time, we are using the different formats for this monthly live update. So very soon we will launch the survey on Telegram. So let us know which format you like the most, and also let us know, tagging myself, Zamith, or any one of our admins, what you would like to see in those monthly updates.
Yeah, because actually, before we leave, we have been trying to make an effort to respond more to the community, to whatever people are telling us on Twitter, people are telling us on Telegram. So follow us there. Know that we are verified everywhere. If you don't see a blue tick, and if you don't see that we are verified, please don't believe that it's us. We are verified everywhere. But you can find us on Telegram at Utrust Official. And that's where we respond to really everything that people are saying. We are always reading that. We have moderators on the channels absolutely all the time. And that's where we are going to be asking you for your opinion on these updates, how we can make them better, how we can make them more interesting to you. So please feel free to hit us up there because we are definitely listening. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And one more. I mean, marketing people are quite talkative. It cannot be different.
This is why we do this in two, so we can actually have a conversation.
Exactly. I'm like, let me get a coffee. We can stay here.
Exactly.
But what I also wanted to say, if guys and girls, if you're having any idea about the content, or you want to take initiative and be part by supplying us with some content or publishing something on our blog or social channels, we really want that. I mean, community is everything, and we really love to be very close to you. So don't hesitate also in those situations to mention us. We are still quite small team, and we are doing our best, as Zamith said, to answer to everyone and to be in a close relation. So forgive us if sometimes we need one day to answer, but we will definitely do that.